Welcome, disciples, to a fresh new gameplay thing that I'm doing. This is actually the first in what will hopefully be a very long series of games that we play through, and this is one of my personal favorites, and I've seen several people cover it in the past, but it's What Remains of Edith Finch. It is honestly one of the better indie games that I've played. It's one of those short and sweet kind of titles that pretty much anybody can enjoy. Technically, I would class it as a walking simulator, but this is what I use as a testament to claim that not all walking sims are bad. Of course, naturally some are, but this is not one of them. This is a masterpiece in storytelling, in my own words, and I just want to show it to you guys, because I think anyone that's not familiar with this genre, this is a really great way to get into it and to actually understand that it's not all crap. Anyway, let's go ahead and start. We're gonna replay the entire thing. Here we are on a barge. Don't see that in walking sims. Except sometimes you probably do. I don't really know. I'm not really sure what the ratio of barges to walking sims is these days. Here it's gone up in the last few years, you know. Gaming market's really going downhill. But here we are with this journal and a cast.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning. With the house.
Here we go, guys. The walking begins. A true walking sim has walking in it, and you can see yourself, of course. It's kind of a prerequisite.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
And I do want to definitely applaud the art style of this game, because it's not like unique in that it's like cel shaded or anything.
Marked urgent, open immediately.
But it is groundbreaking in terms of how you actually explore the environment.
I hadn't been back since my
And we'll get to that a lot more once we actually get to the house itself. But it's just incredible how you explore the environment in this game. I love it.
My mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or
so now, the question is, which path do we take? The spooky, cool-looking path through the woods? Yeah, we're gonna go that way, obviously. Like, you can't choose any other way. You know, like, slip and break an ankle or something.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
Yeah. Sounds like it's like a monster or something. I love how they make the house a character in this game.
As if they're about to say something, but never do.
And I also do genuinely enjoy the writing, because it's a little tense, especially in the beginning. And then as things are happening, it's this really cool way of changing up the pacing of the story all the way throughout the story, and still keeping the general, like, consistent theme to it.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it. As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now,
look at that. That's not at all structurally sound.
Exactly those words were. I was afraid of the house.
So we're playing a 17-year-old Edith Finch.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
Spoiler alert, guys. It's the back door. It unlocks the back door. I know you guys never would have thought of that, which is why I'm here, of course, to guide you through it, only because I've played through it 3 entire times. Here we go.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
Can't imagine it'd be all that much harder when you're 17. But she's, yeah. We'll get there. I appreciate that they put the detail into the freezer enough to actually have the warnings on the freezer. Just as much as I appreciate that each and every one of these items on here has a different texture. Like, you don't see that these days in game design. But I appreciate things far too much, probably according to some people, so there's that.
First time in years, I felt like I was home.
And I also love the eclecticism of this house.
Family, there were just memories of one.
Like the way that they have all this stuff and every single little bit of it tells a story. You know, either it's about...
Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so
Yeah.
we had Chinese a lot. Or how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
You know, you got that old-timey grandma recipe book thing going on. Here's their family, all four of them. And then, you know, Lewis just disappeared. Of course. But gosh, you can't help but fall in love with an environment like this, you know?
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture. My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
And I do want you guys to enjoy the narrative, so I'm not going to talk
Nothing in
too
the house
much.
looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth. Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
Mm-hmm. The fact that the house sank, like it's such an interesting story. I don't know, I really enjoy it personally. And I think it has a lot that other walking sims don't, because typically when people think of walking sims, they think of like just standing in one spot and listening to a story unfold as time goes on.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Along with like...
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
But most walking sims, like I was saying, before I got rudely interrupted by the story that I'm telling you guys, just you have you walking around and there's not much to interact with, and it usually just tells the story through narration.
Was an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
But there's a lot of depth in this one in terms of the storytelling that you don't normally see.
Behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
All the doors have peepholes.
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
It's not creepy at all. Just digging holes behind the shelves, shoving your loved ones in there.
Disappeared. Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Nice. We're gonna change the volume up a little bit because I know it's probably a little hard for you guys to hear the actual game. And I don't want you to miss any of this. Obviously, it's kind of popping up on screen so you can read it, but it won't always be doing that, so. This is your grandmother and grandfather's bedroom.
The senior's room. I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
There's actually an achievement for looking through all the peepholes, but I got all the achievements on my third playthrough.
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
Each of these rooms has a story to tell.
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
And the first one I think is going to be Molly.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
There's the house. It sank.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. That's a good book. Strongly recommend that to anyone who is teenage or older.
Turns out my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
And of course, she didn't give me like the key to the front door to make things easier. She's like, nah, you're gonna have to crawl through crawl spaces and shit.
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
And we'll get there later, but there's actually an entire game that spawned off of Milton disappearing. It's called The Unfinished Swan. It's also another really good game. Again, it's another walking sim, but I would still recommend it. Molly's room.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
Mm-hmm.
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
She has all these little dioramas of the house before it started expanding. And here's her diary.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
This is like every kid ever. Just eat anything in sight.
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
Poor Christopher. He's a weird ass kid. He used to be his mom. Let's see what's in the bathroom to eat. Most kids would go to the kitchen, but she's like, nah, screw that.
I kept eating and eating.
Oh, can't even imagine. That stuff has like shrapnel from glass shards or some shit. I don't know.
I ate
The
a lot
things
of
that you.
things that night.
And that was straight Holly. Perfect. This is what crazy people do. They just eat everything in sight.
Then
I can only
heard
imagine that'd be the
chickens at my
weirdest
window.
kind of disease to
It
have.
was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached
We're gonna
out to
disturb her.
And suddenly,
I'm a cat
I
now.
was a cat.
And just when you thought this game wasn't
I
weird,
tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
well, no shit, it's scared. You're chasing it, and you're a cat.
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
Because they don't see you, because you're not actually a cat, because you're a delusional little girl that eats toothpaste, and the garage is not built yet. Whoa. It's like a time machine. You also see that the rest of the house is not there. Interestingly enough. You've only got like the small area that we started in. Ayo, I'm gonna get this bird. He doesn't even know it yet, but it's gonna happen. Ready?
I jumped and I almost got her.
Damn. Apparently I'm getting pissed off at this bird.
I could tell she was getting really tired.
I'm getting tired of this chase myself.
And now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up.
And
suddenly,
fell to your
I
death.
was an owl.
Until you didn't.
All I heard
Whoa.
was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
Now we gotta find ourselves some rats.
Rabbits.
Or rabbits. Ah, here we go. We're gonna get him. We got him. We got him. We are the ultimate hunter. Who needs a bow and arrow?
Looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger. A mama rabbit.
Oh yeah. Here we go. You literally can't run anywhere for some reason, you broken ass rabbit. Gotcha. What you gonna do now,
She
huh?
was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating.
Just swallow her whole.
And suddenly,
Yes.
I was a shark.
The ultimate little girl. And this is why not all walking sims are bad. Because you play as a shark on land. Who gets stuck on trees, apparently. There we go. I feel like this scene was supposed to be a little smoother if I didn't screw that up.
I rolled
Oh,
off the
God.
cliff and into the ocean.
Just destroyed that truck.
Now, I was hungrier than ever.
Yeah. Come here, you.
I wanted fat, juicy seals.
Kerchomp.
I tore
You guys
off
ever
the
just
hook
dream
and
that you
it
ate a
tasted
seal?
really good.
Like, I dream about that all the time. Where'd it go? Stupid seal, how dare you run away from me? You are food. So it's not inverted, so it's kind of weird to control. Oh, no, you didn't. Alright, I'm really bad at hunting seals. Like, I thought I was doing pretty well, and I ruined it. Alright, it's the non-inverted controls. They were getting to me. I did it though.
But I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
Now we are
Now I was a
Cthulhu.
monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
Not creepy music at all.
I was big, but I moved real quiet. I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
What do we do with a drunken sailor? What do we do with a drunken sailor early in the morning? We... we don't want to be rude. Whoops, made a mistake. Oh, looping in on myself looks weird. It's an achievement to let him finish his song because, you know, you don't want to be a rude sea serpent monster thing.
After the last
Oh,
passage,
that scared me.
I was still hungry.
It happened so quickly.
Across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have. so I swam towards it.
Uh-oh. Ominous things are happening, guys. Everyone prepare yourselves.
I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Slither little snacky snack. This is when it gets spooky. We're in her bedroom. We're creeping our little tendril into a little girl's bedroom, who just happens to be dreaming she is us. God, this would like ruin me forever. I would never be able to sleep again.
All of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time. I couldn't hear anything.
God, that'd be so terrifying.
To fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to be, and we both know I will be
Tasty. Yeah. That's what I want you guys to put on my gravestone. I will be delicious. Yeah, famous last words. That's what all of like Hannibal's victims thought right before they got eaten.
That, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Well, that's just one of quite a few stories we get to go through, so lucky us. And the cat's here now. Or I heard it. I don't know where it is. I don't know how the cat could be here. I just heard the cat meow. I don't think the cat's
I can't
here.
describe it, but I felt like some part of Molly was still here.
Something just opened. Or it sounded like something opened. And here's the way we progress to the next level. Not by casually walking from door to door, but by climbing across the outside windows.
My mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
They have so many cats. Or not cats, birds. These are definitely birds. I don't know why I mistook birds for cats. Just a common thing I do, mistaking things for cats. Keep
We
thinking.
got along, and it was a good place to hide from my mom.
Yeah.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Edie's really cool. She'd be a cool grandma to have.
Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
Which is
Odin's
kind of
daughter, Edie,
awesome.
with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
There you go. The Finches. Whom I can't escape from. There we go. No, to do it. Just pull back. There we go. I got out of it. That was a struggle, I tell you guys. Hardest thing I'll do this game.
Family, it goes back a long ways.
Mr. Ingeborg. Mysteries of Death and Thereafter. Written by the man that died after his house sunk off the coast of Maine. Sentences that no one ever thought would be said until this game came out.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother. The only trace
It's a
Grandpa
hell of a
Sam's first wife,
bathroom.
Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
Another locked thing.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
So cool. Like, what kind of a game designer would think of like little weird shit like this to get into rooms? Like, nobody.
Sven gave Sam an
It's
old
such an
camera he
eclectic game.
refurbished. He never put it down.
Of course, Milton's like tagged everything. He's like a little household gangster. So when Calvin died, they just roped off his side of the room.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin.
That's gotta be awful.
And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Calvin!
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother
Swinging
said
simulator.
before he ate another mushroom, and he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again, and he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
This is super disorienting. And I think it's streaming in like 30 frames, so that's gotta be awful.
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it.
Motion sickness simulator.
I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
No, everybody knew as a kid that going around was impossible, but all of us tried it.
The wind hadn't picked up. Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it.
Yeah, no, there's no way.
He already made up his mind.
There's no way this would happen, because he's going like straight vertical. He would
That's
just
what I wanna
fall.
remember
And that's
about
the way
my
gravity works, okay?
That's the day he made up his mind to fly. He did.
I could make some like really obscene "I believe I can fly" joke, but I think it's a little bit too on the nose, so we're just gonna leave it.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Close the book. There we go. Good job. This is a lot of candles. I feel like this is a fire hazard, and they'd melt the plastic. Like, it's just bad all around. Bad idea.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Oh, I didn't even notice this. The marks stopped going up on Calvin's side. Because he freaking died. It makes good
Mom
sense,
said
though.
Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Daddy, look, a butterfly. Pull the thing up. There you go. want my house to be like this one day. You just literally can't even get to your bedroom without going through every other room.
They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Shortcut in case we get lost. Yeah, really inviting when you find like bras draped over stuff.
I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
She just worked at a diner though. Not very much of a star there. But she did a really good job on her room. Every other teenage girl's room just kind of looks like shit. Alright, let's count the candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. She was 16 years old.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
16-year-olds have it really hard. Or she's that half-naked dude on the wall. This is one of my favorites. I like this part.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale.
Hell of a voice.
Inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been.
I wasted time counting her candles.
Lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara...
You know how that happens.
Babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
Yes, I was trying that earlier, but it wouldn't come out. Wouldn't let me keep winding.
Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue.
She waited 20 whole minutes.
She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
And the Halloween theme starts playing.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
I like to think they put he's here just for you to screw with. I want to make sure there's nothing under there.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookah Man killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
They wanted this to look like a dude crouching. Oh god.
The old fridge rattled. You
Jesus Christ, you scared me, mate. You poor idiot.
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious.
She
All I'm
is.
getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and
She threw
Nice.
him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
His crutch that he has to hobble
Have you
home.
seen my other crutch?
What a poor guy.
Holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show.
Gosh.
Hours later.
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there?
Oh, nothing. Just a little murder.
Okay, I'm coming up.
Oh god.
This is a trick. You're dead, Walter.
Joke's on you. What if he is dead? Some sister you'd be. I just love the music. Like Halloween's, like just the music is so nostalgic. That is a tripping hazard, sir. Appreciate it, Mr. Hook Hands, if you wouldn't throw tripping hazards at me down the stairs. It's gonna make that episode of Family Guy. And Peter just can't walk down the stairs.
Walter, are you there?
Oh no.
Vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Uh-oh. It's the man with the hook hand.
Hook Man and was speechless. Was quite smashing.
Crutches make the best weapons, by the way.
He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
Yep.
She played her part beautifully.
It really does play like a horror movie, and that's great. We're gonna teach him a lesson.
Hadn't been opened in years. The hinges grow.
Aha, take that. It was a tripping hazard. We totally called it.
But she
Not because I played this 3 times.
might not over yet.
It is an awful place to keep your skates, though. Like, if anybody works at Sonic like she does, or someone, just don't keep your skates by the stairs. Is this a floating chair? Oh, it is. It's hanging. My bad.
Had vanished.
Oh no.
She listened for his breathing.
It's a cool chair. Looks like the chairs from Men in Black.
Was
Is it gonna be him?
at the door. She heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh no. It's a gang of Hookah Men. Like Captain Hook and his crew.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there
Yikes.
myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom.
And it had a taste for her.
So did her fans.
Haha.
Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who
This guy needs to commentate on my life.
and little
He'd be
Barbara
amazing.
hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box was all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
That's like max level pun right there. That's as good as they get. That's like me worthy.
Edie told me all
Perfect.
Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Yeah. In an awful, sick, sadistic, twisted kind of way. She's gonna have hearing issues in the afterlife. They glued all the doors shut, so we had to crawl back through the crawl space like an animal. Or a child, which would be kind of fun as a child.
Like me playing with the music box. Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Spoiler alert, the attic is locked. Who would have thought? It's time for us to go to the creepy basement. I seem to remember that music playing a lot during the Unfinished Swan game. Which, like I said, it's kind of like a side game to this one, in a way. Not really sure which one came out first, to be honest. Might have been the former. Nice. They have a lot of detergent. Like 3 different kinds of detergent.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
I don't think tetanus is the kind of thing you can get like a ton of shots for. I don't think it'll help. You just get the
I saw
one.
Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
Honestly, this one kind of like threw me for a loop.
Turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Yep. She was hiding her peach depository.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Yeah. This one's kind of cool as well. Story. All of them are cool, and that's why I enjoy this game.
I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane.
Just open a can of peaches every day.
Living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
Just picks that little dude up every day.
Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped.
It just struck me that it's going to be really weird to tune in on this halfway through.
Maybe I got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
You guys have like a secret hidden door underneath your houses too? Seems pretty normal, I guess. It's where I keep all my books. My bookshelf's not big enough for all my stuff, to be fair, but this is a little extreme. This is called Jiggly Fat Concord Grape Jelly.
I know it's out there somewhere.
Pork Chunkies. Alvin O's cereal.
Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me.
It was fine living the same day until it stopped being the same.
Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it.
Oh yeah?
I'm going to appreciate all of it.
Oh yeah?
Especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Wow, Walter is dead. You probably saw that coming, unlike that train, but hopefully you're enjoying what remains of Edith Finch so far. If you want to see what remains of Edith Finch in the second half, it'll be live in a couple of days if you're watching this live. Elsewise, that's a word, right? Let me know in the comments what you think of the game so far. Like the video if you liked the video, subscribe if you want to see more Let's Plays, and thank you for watching. It's been real. I've been Hipster Jesus. Out.